It's Monday. Is it Monday? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's Monday. So sick of this racist crap. This racist crap. This racist crap. I'm happy where I am, where everybody's miserable. I know how to do radio, 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 radio. So sick of this racist crap. This racist crap. This racist crap. So sick of this racist crap. This racist crap. This racist crap.
All right, I'm going to draw Stuttering John because I was watching, clips of his being taken down by Adam Bush. I might even draw Adam, but first things first, let me go ahead and okay, here we are at the screen, and this is the little pocket sketchbook that I doodled some Stuttering John. And so upon this, well, it's what I'll start with to draw John. So here he is. He was in some sort of pose like that, listening to Adam. And then another one here where he was really upset with what he said. And I didn't get a chance to take a shot of it. But I tried to draw it as best I could. Anyway. So that was that whole thing. That apparently is that he saw Pat Dixon's show where he talked to Adam Bush was his guest, and John was upset with what Adam said on that show, so he went off on him, and so ends up Adam comes on the show, and John's gonna teach him a lesson. Well, it didn't turn out that way. Shocking, I know. But anyway, so I've done quite a few drawings of John, and I've never been entirely happy with them. I don't think I capture him. You know, a couple of them, yeah, all right. It's kind of more of the idea of John. But some of these doodles, I don't know, it's pretty close. So basically I start off with head, like the top of the head is usually smaller than the rest. It's almost like a pear shape that comes down. Now, he's got jowls and stuff. He's not really a fat guy, but it's almost as if he should be. But he's not really. So got some jowls there, and of course it's caricatures. It's going to be a little exaggerated. So he got his little chin here, his eyebrows. It's not always angry. Sometimes he's laughing and stuff, but usually, yeah. And he's got this wrinkle here where there's this crease that forms in his forehead. And the eyebrows go like this, where his eyes are always kind of squinting. Usually. I mean, sometimes, when he gets upset or excited, they'll open up wide. Not as much as in his younger days from the old Stern days, stuff like that. But, we all age. So, and we'll put his nose here. Kind of comes to a point there. And he's always very braggadocious and is so convinced that, he's the smartest man in the room, and typically the opposite is almost always true. Well, it just is. I mean, I don't know. What are you going to do? He is, I think it was who of these podcasts described him. He's a guy who is going to hit every rake in the yard. He's going to step on all of them. And that's what he did. And especially when it was, he had it in his head that it would go the opposite way. He had certain facts wrong. He doesn't understand certain things. I got to admit, I'd never heard that he was claiming he had OCD, but apparently that was one of which he utilizes to explain any kind of mistakes he makes or anything like that. Usually it's an obsessive compulsive disorder. So it's typically in the most usual stereotypical of it would be people who have to count, every tile on the floor and stuff like that. But the obsessions it could be about a number of things. And you could obsess over certain elements of one's job or whatever, to the point that it becomes, paralyzing to even do anything. It doesn't appear, I'm not entirely certain what his obsession would be. I think he seemed to, at least with his conversation with Adam, and that being unable to contact him because he contacted him through I don't know, AOL or something like that. And Adam said, we've never communicated through AOL. Something like that. And then he said because of his OCD, he got it wrong or something of that nature. I don't know. But it appears to be every time there's some screw up on his part, because he was trying to, position Adam as if he was, cowardly and not agree to immediately responding to doing the show or something of that nature, And he says, no, you just sent the message to the wrong thing. You could have, messaged me on Instagram or something, or X, something like that. And, he would have shown up sooner. But immediately he says, my OCD. And so there you go. And so, Adam questioned this, as most would. But his own supposedly came later, where his explanation was that he's not lying about OCD, and his evidence was that he had lied about it in the past. It says that he was taking Prozac in the 90s because that was prescribed for him for his OCD. It came up in a topic of conversation on the Stern Show, and because he was embarrassed of the affliction, he lied to Stern, saying it was, to help him be a better guitar player or something like that. And but still, this is the hilarity of it. I wasn't lying My proof is I lied about it in the past. Had lied to his, well, I guess she was his girlfriend at the time, but became his wife later. So, yeah. He's a perfect, of course, he's the, ground zero for Dabbleverse. It came into being because of his reaction to Chrissy Mayer saying that, asking him that, you've dabbled in comedy, and he took offense at that, and thus the Dabbleverse was born, and there you go. All right, so this one's kind of similar to the, but a lot of times it's like, man, the little doodle is probably better, but so that's kind of, the hairdo he has these days. Of course, in Photoshop, and color it, and then a lot of 5 o'clock shadow is often the case around John. And, yeah, that's not too bad. It's not too bad. A lot of times I get very upset with these, but not this time. And with the marker, I can erase the pencil a lot quicker than, using a ballpoint pen, because the ink will smudge and smear. And I don't care for smearing. Oh, no. No, I don't. So, I guess the thing of it is he gets very upset because everyone's making fun of him and stuff. And yet, the interest in him is dependent upon that, because he does make money off of his show. He gets super chats and all that. And, but without this, I don't know, fascination, curiosity as a result of Dabbleverse-dom, he probably would have faded away by now. It wouldn't, there wouldn't be all that much interest. And yet, so now he's kind of stuck, and the only way to keep it going, I guess, is for him to constantly think that this will be it. This will be the thing that really brings the hammer down on all these idiots, these losers, these pussy boys, So, and it just doesn't really occur. Because in spite of everybody that makes fun of him, does a show on him, and all that type of stuff, none of them take John down the way John takes John down. It's, jeez. Is there no hope for John? Well, I mean, again, it's like I don't think there'd be much interest in a Stuttering John podcast or anything without this type of attention upon him. So, but at the same time, it's like, no, he's kind of trapped with it, But, if people keep paying him to do shows and stuff, even a little bit, might as well just keep doing it. And of course, the interest remains that, he's upset with the jokes and whatnot. If he's just having a good time with it and stuff, it probably wouldn't work either. That's the sad thing about it, because then, most people, a lot of people, it's like, well, you're getting roasted and whatnot. You can usually roll with it and just like, yeah, well, you got me. But such is not the case for the stuttering one. Well, she doesn't really stutter all that much. I mean, I guess in other ways. So anyway, there's one based on that. So, Guess I'll try the next one. Let's see here. Whoops. So here he is. Kind of defeated. This is sort of. Ooh. And like when it was obvious he wasn't going to win any arguments with Adam, he would just kick him out of the show. Which, yeah, there's no way you call that a win. You know, I mean, if Adam had gotten exasperated and left, then I suppose he could say, yeah, he ran away. You know, but no, that wasn't the case. So he was just like really, I don't know, it was at one moment he was really pushing his bottom lip out. Oops. And somebody at work was telling me they saw a clip where he was going after Karmic. Now, I don't know. I forget exactly what the problem is there. I guess Karmic was trashing him and stuff because I guess he figures he has to, because a while back he got in trouble with Kevin for doing Stuttering John's show. So, of course, in order to please Daddy Kev, you got to trash people that you didn't really have any problem with, but now you do. So I guess it was something akin to that. But, Stuttering John didn't take too kindly to that, so he started trashing Karmic and all this, and calling him, a pussy. But pussy boy seems to be his favorite go-to line of late. So he was calling Karmic that and stuff. And apparently at one point, it was like the nerve of this guy, criticizing me or attacking me or whatever, when he's a pussy boy whining about Kate Meany, and then he had to catch himself. So I got to find that clip. So obviously, the immediate difference between Karmic and Stuttering John had something of a career. He was part of the Stern Show. Yes, he was brought in to be the butt of the joke and all that. But, he had a run there and ended up at the Tonight Show with Jay Leno for a while until they realized, he doesn't really know what he's doing. And stuff like that. But nevertheless, he got there, and Karmic's in no position to claim anything on par with that. And yet they're very similar, So Karmic doesn't cry over Kate Meany, at least not yet. I mean, I suppose that scenario could possibly come to fruition at some point. I don't know. But no, that's Stuttering John, who had this obsession with Kate Meany, at least for a while. And when that slips, I guess there's still something there in his head. So even after, being recorded and all that stuff. But, he, you talk about hitting all the rakes in the yard. There he's able, through no effort on Karmic's part, throw one to Karmic. He loses to Karmic on something that's very true. I mean, Karmic makes a fool of himself over Fuddle and on all that, and but not Kate Meany. Again, as I clarify, not yet. Anyway, I kind of messed up the eye there. Well, I don't know. Yeah, it kind of might work. All right. So that's the second one from the Pocket Sketchbook. It's a sketchbook that fits in a pocket. That's right. A pants pocket. Yes. Yes. Okay. There we go. So, these could be like reusable headshots for future comic strips and stuff, I mean, I drew him mostly for the next Doodleverse comic book in that parody of Alien. I mean, it's all right, but it's not quite John. These are a little better. So I might replace it with these. See? Yeah. Anyway, that's those. Let me see if I can get another one in here. Oh, geez, I got some marks on the paper. I'll flip you over. And it's as good as new. All right, let's see here. Oh, yeah, here he is. He's very angry in this image. I don't know why. One could speculate. But, whoop, whoop, whoop. So, don't want to knock the board over. So there we go. Very, very upset. I don't know if this is mad at Shuley or he was still mad about... this looks pretty recent, the picture anyway, so he might have been... Maybe this is from the Adam Bush interview. But long after I had thought, and it ebbs and flows, that, the interest in John when it comes to Dabbleverse would wane. And it does occasionally, but then he finds a way. And it's almost, I mean, I've described it as almost supernatural. As he finds a new way to be stupid, it's like that karmic thing, the unforced era. And he does it. It's like most people would be incapable of hitting those rakes in the yard, but not John. John's superpower is being able to hit every last one of them, even when it's blatantly obvious. Hey, look at that. That's a rake in the yard. Huh? And then he hits it. So it's so it becomes kind of a remarkable thing, Like, oh, look at that. And then, I don't know, you get tired of him and forget about him. He gets mad and says, "That's it. I'm leaving the internet. You won't have me around no more." And then he's, he's back. Sometimes he'll do a month. Most time it's like a week or something like that. So there we go. Now, of course, a lot of things he's forgetful about because he's drunk a lot of times. So when that happens, well, it's very difficult to maintain the upper hand on anybody when you don't remember half the crap you're upset about. So such was the case, I think, because he seemed to forget an awful lot of conversations between him and Adam in that recent back and forth. So a lot of times I've seen him come on to shows. There was one where he was talking to Keanu, and he was drunk as a skunk there, and you know, it does happen a lot, which isn't as bad as when he's got, you know, snot blowing out of his nose or spit dripping down. Oh boy, it can get pretty bad. Yeah, not that. There we go. All right. Let's see here. Kind of difficult to pick. It's almost like that's the total bottom lip, but it's like the inside out of the lip. I don't know. Not really capturing it all that well. Oh well. I did the best I could. I did. Huh, that's too big of a shoulder. Oh well. All right. Jeez, leaking through. Yeah, that's going to require some extra work, I would think. Jeez. But, well, it's not the best of the three. I would certainly admit that. But, well, Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. It's pretty good. Okay, let's see. I'll try to draw Adam. Let's see here. All right. Here, a lot of places, it's just the way I do it. It's kind of the top part of the head is bigger than the lower part. For John, it's the opposite. I mean, it's just the way it goes. I don't know. All right. Okay, he's got this eyebrow tends to be more elevated than the other one. And the glosses. There we go. All right. Okay. And of course, he's got a beard these days. Whoop. All right. How the hell did I do that? That's not. Yeah, it's almost the exact opposite of what I intended to do. Too late now. Okay. It's not bad. It's pretty good. Okay. All right. All right, there you go. I think that pretty much completes, more or less, the drawing. Yeah. It's a good drawing. Drawing. All right. All right. Okay. I gotta let it sit for a little bit, because if I start trying to erase all that, the ink pen ink will smear. John the Beagle Dad says, "Good morning, Mr. Our Nelson." Okay. Good morning. Susan says hi to me and John. And Terry Nee says, "Arrogance and stupidity is a terrible combination." It is, and yet it becomes hilarious in the case of Stuttering John. So, hey, it's an amazing thing, isn't it? Yeah. So, that's pretty much the deal there. So, the only thing left to do is to put these in Photoshop and give them color. Yes. All right. I think that'll work. All right. So let's see here. What do I have stored away for a little break? I think I played that one before. Recently. This one, I don't know if that's long enough. Probably isn't. So that leaves really only the Nelson News one. All right, then. We'll play this one. And then I'll come back with these drawings to be colored in Photoshop. This is a Nelson News Bulletin. Grammy-winning gospel star and Long Island pastor accused of sexually abusing male personal assistant. Yeah. A Grammy-winning gospel singer and pastor allegedly sexually abused his personal assistant. then sent an apology email declaring himself the epitome of a dirty old man. Is it Giuseppe or Giuseppe? Let's just say Giuseppe. Giuseppe Carletto alleged in the civil complaint obtained by Billboard that Donnie McClurkin, now 66, repeatedly assaulted and raped him between 2007 and 2015 after he began attending the singer's Long Island church while struggling with his sexuality. Carletto joined McClurkin's Perfecting Faith Church in Freeport in 2003 at the age of 21, seeking guidance from the pastor who had written in a book 2 years earlier that he had overcome his sexuality through God. McClurkin, who was 44 years old at the time, allegedly helped the young congregant pray the gay away and took him under his wing as his personal assistant. The pair traveled together on business trips where McClurkin began allegedly sexually assaulting Carletto. Carletto claimed that in 2007, the 3-time Grammy Award winner forced him to have sex in a California hotel room. A similar pattern of alleged assault continued during several trips to Atlantic City, New Jersey, Manhattan, and his home in Long Island. Throughout this period, plaintiff attempted to quit on multiple occasions. Defendant, however, denied plaintiff's requests, further coercing him to stay by telling plaintiff that his deliverance and purpose were tied to defendant. Carletto quit his job with McClurkin in 2008, though they remained in each other's professional lives. The Speak to My Heart singer, however, allegedly continued sexually abusing Carletto, raping him in a Florida hotel room in 2012 and in Boston and Niagara Falls in 2013. In 2013, McClurkin allegedly sent an email pictured in the suit attempting to apologize to Carletto for being a dirty old man and groping him. I am the actual epitome of a desperate, dirty old man, groping a young man who is just looking for a friendship and close platonic relationship with someone he looks to for help, guidance, and spirituality. You don't have that desire for me, and I shouldn't have it for you. I forced myself on you, McClurkin allegedly wrote. During that last alleged incident in 2015, the pastor allegedly engaged in further sexual conduct. As a result of the foregoing, plaintiff has sustained injury, emotional pain and suffering, physical pain, emotional distress, celibacy, pain and suffering, and loss of enjoyment of life. Carletto is now seeking unspecified monetary damages from McClurkin. In a statement to Billboard, McClurkin's attorney, Greg Lissy, said Carletto's claims are categorically false and contradicted by the real facts. At no time did Pastor McClurkin engage in any form of sexual abuse, assault, or sexual coercion of Mr. Carletto. The claims set forth in the lawsuit grossly mischaracterize their interactions, which occurred over a decade, and some accusations over 2 decades ago. Lissy did not respond to the post's requests for comment. McClurkin said sold roughly 13 million albums throughout his career and has won over a dozen awards, including 10 Stellar Awards and 2 BET Awards. Well, I mean, if the email's confirmed, he did say, he apologized that he forced himself on this man. So that's akin to admission So I don't know. It was already, this is categorically false. So absolutely nothing happened. So in that case, oh, this guy's making all this up and is shaking him down because he wrote a book about being gay, but he prayed the gay away, whatever. And this guy thought he could, extort him or whatever. But the other thing would be, no, they did have an affair and then it broke up and went bad. Now the guy wants some money out of the deal. Could be that. Or it's exactly how he describes it. He really thought there was a way to pray the gay away. And ended up having sex with an older man. Well, that's too bad. But, of course, McClurkin, successful singer, apparently. I've never heard of him. But nevertheless, it sounds like he had a lot of success in the gospel field. And so the guy's, looking for some money there. But yeah, maybe this was all emotionally crippling and whatnot and all that stuff. So there you go. And I mean, you got that email. That's going to be a tough one to defend against, huh? I mean, sitting there, oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. I really shouldn't have forced myself on you, Yeah, you're going to have to, you're going to pay this guy. Yeah. So there you go. I guess he didn't pray the gay away after all. Well, better luck next time.
This has been a Nelson News Bulletin.
All right. Let me turn that off. So already, how I didn't notice this. I'm pretty sure Stuttering John doesn't chew tobacco. So this right here. So let me see if you can move. Wow. Yeah. Well, not really. Let's see. Crap. Maybe. No, not that. Put this over here. Copy that. Paste. And then. Well, let me get rid of that and that. Oh. There we go. All right. Oh, yeah, still got to get rid of that. Okay. Now. Okay. Still a little odd, though. Damn it. I'll take that out. We'll add. Oops. I don't want that brush.
One of these. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Okay. Now, there we go. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay. Mm. Okay. All right. Let's see here. And here's where we go for the 5 o'clock shadow. But it really shows up on the upper lip area. There we go. Now, it does have some gray, and it's actually thinning quite a bit of late. but these things happen. All right. Good enough. Okay, well, oh, I guess I should do this one too. Let's see here. All right. We'll connect that. That should work. Whoops. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm not entirely certain where this is. Huh. Go ahead. Oop. Do one of the ears. Do the eye. Oops. That's not going to work for an ear. Damn. Where is it going out? Yeah. Oh, it's the shirt. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Whoops. It's probably going to need that. Yeah. Alright. So the ear, I don't know how I messed this up, but I did. Because the truth is, his ears don't really show up that well. It's just like the jowls kind of cover them up. Okay. Okay. damn it, got the wrong one. And there we go. There we go. That'll work. All right. Let's see here. Could probably do this with layers, especially when there's like a beard and all that. So okay. Oops. What's that there? I'll have to fix that later. There we go. darken in a lot of that because here it does seem to be more on the dark side. The dark side of here. And then do some of this. And then oh, there we go. What the hell? It keeps grabbing the. Jeez. Well. Okay. No. All right. There we go. For the glasses. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Huh. I'll have to fix that. Alright. No. There we go. And then we'll just let black take care of the rest. And as always, the illusion of a lens. It's depicted, no, not the illusion, it's actually there. But the depiction thereof is by leaving the areas of the lens uncolored, you know? Yeah, yeah. All right, there we go. John, Adam. That's my Monday drawings for this week. 8,000. Stuttering John is such a lowlife. It appears to be. His entire career was asking low-life questions to high-class people. Yeah, pretty much. And most of those he didn't come up with, you know. All right, no super tips. Oh, well. I'll have to try again next time. Hopefully do a better drawing. All right, there we go. That's it for the show for now. Hopefully I'll get to do another one soon. And I'll have to figure out what that'll be. And we'll see how that goes. You know? So anyway, there we go. I'm going to bed. I was up all night at work. That's what I did. But I did do these little doodles of Stuttering John while watching two of these podcasts talking about him. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. All right, talk to you again soon.
It's Monday. It's Monday. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's Monday. Woo! So this is crap.